And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. From 17 yards out, and the Giants add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice two-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. And that's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down. On play action, now Carr. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play that time for the Raiders. 53 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Towards the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
And that's why defenders are often frustrated offensive guys. Actually made the catch, looked good doing it, but couldn't get his feet down in order to finish off the takeaway.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15.
Watch a slant, watch a slant.
Shotgun now for Carr. Dancing to his left. Over the middle here to Brown. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Marcus Golden able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the 4th. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
That's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. Carr now on 3rd and goal. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders make some inroads here on that deficit. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Well, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. To throw, it's Manning. Now they go screen. It's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. To throw again on 2nd down. Manning, and this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Slam, slam.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10.
At their own 26-yard line.
Check down. Right, push him back. Push him back.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Man, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Now on 2nd and 13. Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Carr. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Carr now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. The full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Operating from the gun, Carr. It's caught on the right side, Williams. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it's a second down.
A gain of 6.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Antonio Brown, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Raiders move back within a couple of the lead. And now the Raiders will face an important two-point conversion attempt here.
You're mine. 52's the Mike. Watch Mike. Watch Mike. Hey, defense. Hey, defense. Let's go. Hey, wahoo. Choose the Mike. Bring it over.
Back to throw. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the fourth. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Down. 10-2 stop. 54. Mike, 54. Here we go.
They'll start out on the ground. It's SAQUON BARKLEY. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. He's at the 40, the 20, and he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. SAQUON BARKLEY, 75 yards, and the Giants have taken the lead.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now, on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
At their own 25-yard line.
Down. 180. 52.
They'll run on first down. It's Jacobs. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Down. 180. 52's the Mike. 6-man. Check girls.
They'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Brown. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Alec Ogletree. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, first down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
This is Barkley. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Big edge, big edge, big edge. Get it.
They'll run it again with Barkley.
Go, go. It's running. It's running. It's running.
And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.